beautiful thing, and it's even better when we get to spend it with the right people. Well, this is a philosophy I completely live by. So here I am with all you wonderful people on a brand new episode of Zee Connect that you and I can enjoy together. Ace music composer A R Rahman performed with some of his favorite singers and instrumentalists to play 3 decades of his music at a special concert that happened at the Expo recently. We got a chance to speak to the musical maestro right before his concert. Once again, Rahman sir, welcome to Dubai, welcome to Zee Connect, and welcome to Expo 2020, where your concert is finally happening. A R Rahman live in concert. Oh my God, we've been looking forward to this day. Tell us, what can we look forward to in this one?
First of all, it feels really emotional and overwhelming because 2 years the world has gone through stuff, and we're all back again, trying to come back and give us all the love. And so Dubai is a place where, you know, the best crowd comes in, the cream of the best, they come in. So hopefully they'll come to the Expo and experience, you know, my music, which has been happening for 3 decades. And next year is going to be like from January, maybe the 30th year, I think.
Wow.
I feel very young.
You do. In fact, I wanted to ask you, is it like you do something to keep aging backwards?
No, I think we are frozen in time with music, and we have to mentally go back to that joy and that creativity. So I think it keeps us even biologically younger.
Yeah. Tell me, Firdaus Orchestra, they had their debut concert already, and that was amazing. Are they going to also be part of this concert?
No, the Firdaus Orchestra is a separate entity. This is like normally what I do with my whole band from India,
Yes.
and you know, musicians and singers, some of the best singers, some of the best musicians coming in. And so we didn't want to confuse that. Firdaus is like classical, Arabic, Indian, it's a cultural breakthrough.
Yes.
But this one is what I've been doing for 30 years.
Yes.
You know, those music.
Yes, of course we know, and you bring in an amazing lineup of artists, singers with you. This time also we have Hari Haran, Hari Charan, Jonita Gandhi, Benny Dayal, so many people. Javed Ali, yeah, I mean it's a long list, and I'm sure each one has their own speciality. There's something they bring to the stage when they perform with you. But for you, is any particular singer's performance that excites you the most?
All of them. I always want a band which pushes me to work harder.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have such dynamics here, so let's give them work. Let's give them, you know. So when people come and listen to them,
Yeah.
the pure joy of performance comes out, and that's music actually. You know, you can listen to it on a CD, you can listen to auto-tune vocals, but when it's live, it's live. Only the best can do it.
Absolutely, and these are all the best ones, as you mentioned, that they all bring something unique whenever they come here to perform. Any surprise performances coming up?
There is. So we're going to premiere 2 songs from something which is very close to my heart and very ambitious project, and we'll reveal that tomorrow.
Wow, okay, so something that's been in the pipeline, and you're going to finally announce it and sing it for us.
Yes.
And what other projects can we see coming from you?
There's so many going on because in the lockdown I didn't perform much on stage, so I'd accepted a lot of movies to fill the gap, and also some of the projects which I felt like are very engaging, adventurous for me to do music.
So performing here at the Expo, and Expo has been going on for some time now, what kind of feel have you got from this place?
I think for me, all of us went through, you know, like this dark phase, you know, sitting lockdowns and Corona, and, you know, losing, you know, loved ones. And so coming here was a fresh chapter for me. I think I was looking at how this country is so vibrant and how resilient, like, you know, how they made this happen. And so that inspires, you know, artists, musicians, everyone to do our best in our own way. So the Firdaus Orchestra was formed. We auditioned, we rehearsed, and we did some of the stuff which I thought they exceeded my expectations in a way. And so dedicated. And then we have the studio, Firdaus Studio, which is going to be operational soon, and we're going to record some really cool things.
Well, is there any pavilion on the list like this one I have to check out? People have been talking a lot about it.
I think everything, because it's about culture. It's interesting to see every country and give its due, and of course the famous ones are definitely the UK Saudi one and the water fountain, I think.
Yes.
And of course the Firdaus studio.
Yeah, that's going to be permanent here, and you're always going to be working whenever you're here. But whenever you go back from Dubai, is there whenever you come to Dubai, you think that, I'm not going to leave this place without visiting this particular restaurant or eating this particular dish or something. Is it like that usually with you?
The quality of the restaurants, most of them are really nice here. I mean, you can't even compare, it's like apples and oranges.
Yeah.
And so I do go towards the creek, and because it's the fountain and all the stuff happening, when I come with the kids, our friends, I think they really feel like elated. Oh, AR took me to this place. And so I think last couple of months back, Anand Rai and Himanshu visited, so I took them out. They felt this is the best time I ever had with you, sir, in this 10 years. So it's nice.
Wow, so you're now telling people, be my guest in Dubai, I will take you around.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much, Rahman sir, for talking to us. Wish you all the very best for the concert. We know it's going to be a rocking one.
Thank you. God bless.
We have lined up something special for you right after this short break, so do join us back. Welcome back. From the desert to Mars in 5 decades, there are hundreds of milestones that reflect the passionate journey of the unprecedented growth of the UAE. 2 Indian artists, Raisa and Jasmine, retold the story of this perfection and glory through their artwork called Jawhara as a tribute to the UAE in the year of the 50th. Let's meet them to know more.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome all of you to this beautiful evening on the occasion of celebrating 50 years of UAE, where we unveil and showcase the artwork of 2 absolutely wonderful artists, Raisa and Jasmine. This artwork is a showcase of their passion and love towards this land that they call their home.
I'm really fascinated. So beautiful.
Today, Raisa and Jasmine, they make a fantastic work. This artwork is for the 7 Emirates. They done it with soul, with a passion, and they make all the 50 years as a painting a beautiful, and also they did not do only success, they done the future, because the future is UAE #1, and they make this painting a brilliant way.
I started developing the concept in the month of April, where I started learning about the transition and the history, and so we needed to learn from 1971 without leaving any part of it. And my friend Jasmine, she was always there to back support me. Like that, I asked her one day, like, would you like to join in this, this project? And she, without thinking, she said, yes, I am in. So like that, we joined in, and the concept or the idea was to show the transition of UAE from 1971 to 2071. We don't know how much, in the future, how much we have tried to, however we have tried to collect the information, how much we could. And each canvas represents each decade. That is, the first canvas represents 70s, second represents 80s. So Jawhara, that is Jawhara, is 7 letters. 7 letters stands for 7 canvases. 7 canvases represents 6 decades with 1 as His Highness. So this was the concept that we had.
Put this concept into canvas, it was really challenging actually, because we had to make a canvas, customize a canvas which stands the theme, which explains the history. So and also it should not affect any other rules or any logos or anything. It should not affect anything. So it was really challenging. Then we sat one day through the discussions. It came up, and we decided, let's go with the map. Second, last, and third is the tallest one. So creating, painting, it was really challenging. So then we have decided to gather in one place. It was at my home, and we kept the canvases on the floor, and we were working on this since two months, you can say. And it took almost 6 months of studies. We have been visiting museums, libraries, so researching online. Really took a lot of paperwork behind it. In the first canvas, you can see it's sandy and road and deserts and everything. The future, it is space and Mars, and this how we want to show the willpower of the rulers and the challenges which they have gone through and how they have implemented. And this is a gratitude for their efforts and the nation. Thank you so much.
We are planning to introduce you to some of the leading business icons from this region, but after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Indian Business and Professional Council conducted a high-profile business networking event that provided us engaging insights on the challenges and opportunities in the retail revolution driven by digitalization. Here are a few snippets of my interviews with some of the leading business personalities of this region at the IBPC Retail Conclave 2022. Dr. Sahitya, who are the experts that we are seeing at the conclave today and what are the key topics being discussed?
So basically, that as you rightly addressed, that it is a digital disruption. One side, there are two sides of a coin. One side is a positive side that the omni-channel has come up, but the other side that what the retailers do. Dubai is a shopping paradise, and many of the things that the consumer base is limited. So in that situation, how the retailers who are in the legacy of hundreds of years, like let's say perfume, like Ajmal perfume, we have invited Mr. Abdullah Ajmal perfumes. Now until the people are smelling the perfume, how can they sell on e-commerce? So what innovation are they going to do? When the innovation comes in electronics, so far if we know the brand, if we know the product, yes, we can order. But still there is a doubt whether the real product, whether the branded product are they going to receive. So from the electronics, we have invited Mr. Ashish Punjabi from Jackie, likewise Vice Chairman of Eros. Simultaneously, we did not leave the panel just with the retail and business. We attached it with the finance. That how the financial transformation are taking place. So the digital transformation technology is one place. UAE has seen a 56% growth in 2020, and over and above 2020 now in 2021 we are seeing 36% growth in the digital retail. But how the finance is going to do that? How the cryptocurrency is going to change? How are they going to accept that? So these types of some very specific and interesting topics we are going to cover today in this conclave.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the UAE institutions, organizations, government bodies, private sector who have committed to facilitating investments. We heard that a mall of Srinagar, the first major mall in Srinagar, will be built by Imar Group, in which we will be So I think these are major announcements. Of course, there are several others in addition to what we saw in the retail sector. I think what is important for all of us as stakeholders in this sector and IBPC is to drive the conversation in terms of how technology is going to change the sector, affect the sector, and how new business models will be created, and some of the legacy brands need to embrace technology, need to embrace change, so that they can survive and they can thrive in this new environment. So with that, I would just leave that thought with all of you, that do look at the future with a sense of openness, embracing change, and also look at more of collaboration rather than competition. And that is, I think, the way of the future. Thank you so much.
Retail clearly is a major pillar of the Dubai economy, particularly for Dubai. As you know, in Dubai, only 4% of the GDP and the budget really comes from oil. So it's a highly diversified economy, and within that, retail is a dominant sector, just as real estate is, or just infrastructure and transportation to like power. And retail has been the connectivity in a B2C sense, business to consumer sense, across all businesses, all industries.
So, Mr. Suresh, I think we've had a successful IBPC conclave tonight, and we've had some experts sharing such great insights on the key topics covered. What do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the objective was fully met. We had a very diverse group of strong retail experts. B, we had some of the large Indian names, both from here and from India, being part of it. And I think that was that was what was intended. And more importantly, I think there was a general recognition and an acceptance that it's not e-commerce versus physical on store. It's both. It's both. I mean, the overall retail spend is increasing. And more importantly, the cake is becoming bigger, and therefore there are overseas players coming in who add to it. So I think as long as retail continues to innovate, I think it will flourish, and IBPC would very much be happy if that, we can be part of that.
Wonderful. So that brings me to another point which was also mentioned at the conclave, that the future is more about collaboration rather than competition. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. In fact, Dr. Amanpuri mentioned it as well. Competition is now history. What's going to be the way forward is to grow together and very strongly. And I think collaboration is going to be important. Global collaboration, retail collaboration at the, think locally and act globally, or act locally and think globally is going to be the norm. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
I'll move the discussion to a little futuristic frame. I love the metaverse, and that's where a product like perfumes really would show up within that particular framework. We are talking, I will discuss crypto, but we are talking NFT and probably luxury products. Are we looking somewhere there?
To be honest, we're always looking to the future. We've always been the ones in amongst our ilk to take the first lead as such. Whenever it came to R&D, be it the first website or the first online service, e-commerce, amongst our competitors, we were the first ones to do it. The problem here with that question is we don't know. We don't know where it's going. So, yeah, it is, there's a lot of likelihood. When it comes to technology, what I can tell you is my vision, or what I see. And I see this, the way technology has evolved in the last, even in our industry, has evolved so much in the last, say, 100 years, that I actually see the retail of perfumery in the future having no products in there.
Well, we heard some great insights from you at the panel discussion at the IBPC Conclave 2022. Would you like to share some of those here?
Wow, there was a lot of things that people talked about. There was about the customer experience, the future that we're looking at, and how the digital world is affecting the offline. I think what was clear, especially in this region, is that retail is not going anywhere. Retail is only going to be complemented with the online space, and the whole thing about omni-channel is just another term. It's all about going to where the customer is going. Overall, if I had to summarize the entire conclave, it was all about the customer experience and just enhancing the customer experience. Something that is an age-old adage of the old business people: give the best service to your customers, the best product to your customers at the best prices. So I think nothing has really changed. It's just evolved. That's all that has happened. On the financial side, on the other hand, there was some very, very interesting questions and very detailed descriptions, etc., which a few of the things was a bit above my head, so I'm not gonna try and touch that. But very interesting, especially the part that, given the fact that the region that we're living in, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, pushes us to do better, unlike other countries where it is the industry that pushes the government to do better. So I think that's the important takeaway, is the leadership and the environment that we live in.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
And on that note, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I'd love to thank Setu, Jawhara, Sachin, Deepaki, Ashish, and Abdullah.
that brings us to the end of the episode, but before I go, I want to conclude the episode with a special message of gratitude for all our viewers, thanks to whom our show Zee Connect is the most watched show in the region, and that would not have been possible without you all. Meeting you all, seeing you all week after week is really amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for all the love you have given us. Please keep that coming in. I will see you once again next Sunday at 8 p.m. Till then, stay connected with us on our social media handles mentioned below. Take care and see you soon.